DJ Durong from Hot 702.5 in Las Vegas. It's time to come together. Rainbow Dreams Educational Foundation presents the 24th Annual Las Vegas Juneteenth Festival, going down Saturday, June 21st from 4 to 9 p.m. at the Expo at World Market Center, and it's free to the public. Catch R&B icon Tweet live on stage, plus performances by Kiss Kiss and the Squad, Darnell Alexander, Unk and the Nephews, and Las Vegas's pop princess Ray Millie. Hosted by DJ Ambeezy with Not a Boy DJ and DJ Kelly J on the ones and twos. Stop by and visit the Hot 702.5 FM live remote tent and check in with our on-air personalities. Shop the vendor marketplace, hit up the food trucks, and enjoy surprise guests throughout the night. Presented in partnership with Google, MGM Resorts International, Live You Equals You in the city of Las Vegas. Come together this Juneteenth weekend to celebrate freedom with Tweet and Rainbow Dreams. Get your e-ticket now and be entered to win one of our fabulous prizes. Visit June19LV.com. That's June19LV.com.
Keep your radio dial right here. You're locked into the hottest news station on the planet. Hot 702.5 in FM sound. Blazing today's hip-hop, R&B, and pop music. Keeping your radio on fire. Bringing you the hottest, realest, riskiest talk shows live 24/7 on hot7025fm.com.
What's going on, everybody? It's your main man, 360, the poet from the Morning Wood, and I'm here to talk to you about the Sci-Fi Center. It's your Vegas home for science fiction, horror, and fantasy. From comic books, toys, and posters to movie screenings and live events, they've got you covered. Located at 900 Cameron Avenue, Suite B209, give them a call, 702-900-4335, or reach them at thescificenter.com.
Hey, it's Icarice, and I'm here to tell you about Hotcast for Podcasting. We are a podcasting studio located in Las Vegas, Nevada, in the Hot 702.5 FM studios. You can book online at hot7025fm.com. Just click on Hotcast. You can book and find your times right there. Thank you for booking with Hotcast for Podcasting.
Hi. Hey.
What's up? All your favorite artists.
Check it out. Say my name. DJ Khaled. This is Mila J. Bruno Mars.
On hot7025fm.com.
Hey, y'all. Are y'all tired of hiring a cleaning service that just won't get the job done? Well, have I got good news for you. Midwest Superb Cleaning Services has been operating since February of 2020. Quashana and Josette Willie Walker are the founders and owners. Midwest is based out of Allenton, Wisconsin, but guess what, y'all? They travel anywhere and everywhere. They are traveling to residential and commercial accounts all over the country. They can be reached by email at Quashana@MidwestSuperbCleaningService.com or by phone at 262-846-8122. Y'all better call them. You're listening to Her Flow from Hot 702.5 FM Risky Radio. Tune in to The Flow, where we're bringing you the best in hip-hop, R&B, and talk. Hey, you have tuned into The Flow, and I'm Her Flow here on Hot 702.5 FM Risky Radio, you guys. Thank you for tuning in with me. Every week, you guys, I have a special guest. Y'all know that because you're supposed to be tuning in and sharing the show. So, I'm going to tell you about yourself if you're not. But every week, I have a special guest, and this is no different than any other week. This topic is one that needs to be addressed because it is a very serious topic. It's a topic that's happening all over America, and I think we need to talk about it. So this is why we're going to talk about what we're going to talk about today, okay? We have two special guests, and we have two more special guests that are in the studio today, but they're not here. They will be on another show, but I definitely want to talk about them because they are... Listen, they brought this thing together. They bridged this thing together. So first of all, I want to talk about Latoya Bembry. She brought this thing together for me. I actually called over to Las Vegas Rescue Mission, and I'll tell you about it in a little bit. And Latoya said, okay, let me see what I can do. I actually left her a message, and she said, I'm going to check it out, see what I can do. And before I knew it, she had these two wonderful people on the show for me. That's how my magic worked, though. It's Black Girl Magic, I'm just telling you. So I'm going to turn on this side and I'm going to tell you I have on the show. So take a listen. You guys stay with me. Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I am doing amazing. And then I'm going to turn around this way. We're going to get to you, back to you, but let's turn around this way. Hello. Okay, hey. I want you to, we're going to have you. I want you to introduce yourself.
All right. So my name is J.Rue Lawless, and I'm a program supervisor at the Las Vegas Rescue Mission, and I've been there about 6 years now.
Okay. And then we're going to come back over this way, and you introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Allison Martinez. I'm the Chief Clinical Officer at the Las Vegas Rescue Mission, and I've been there about 7 years.
Yeah. So I'm going to tell you why I brought the rescue mission on. 2 reasons. So I used to be a case manager for one of the shelters here. I won't mention any names because I'm not giving. But even back then, there was a need to assist people with drug addiction and homelessness and things like that. And it bothers me that we are still at this point right now in America. And I'm not just talking about here in Las Vegas and Nevada. I'm talking about all over the country. And with things going on, programs are being cut. There's not enough funding. We need to talk about what we can do to assist people, because it could be you. We never know who it's going to be. And I'm going to give you a little backdrop for me. I was homeless when I was 19 years old, and I had to make a way for myself. And I did that. It was hard. I did it by myself. But, I had other people, and I'm going to talk about it. I did have people that kind of lifted me up. But it was a hard road, but I'm here. And so you can make it. Just let you know that, listen, there's always going to be help some kind of way. All right. That's what this show is about. So let's go back over here to you, Allison. Let's talk about, now, the Las Vegas Rescue Mission has been around since 1970.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
50 years, right? So tell me about it. First of all, tell me what you do there.
So I oversee all of the programming there, which includes shelter programs and also our substance abuse residential program.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so with our shelters, we can serve singles, we can serve single parents with kids. We do intact families, which is defined by them. And that's really unique. And I love that because if they were homeless on the street, met on the street, and now don't want to separate, we keep them together because we understand that coming into a shelter can be equally as stressful as staying on the streets because you don't want to separate from your loved ones. So
Absolutely.
I oversee that. And then along with J.Rue, we oversee our recovery program, which is roughly 120 beds dedicated to those struggling with addiction or mental health issues.
Yeah, and that's awesome because I'm going to tell you what, you're a Christian organization too, as well, right? And I will say that I had the support of my church and a wonderful lady named Miss Nellie Foster. She's no longer here, but she became a mom for me. And so sometimes you have to have that support, right?
Absolutely.
All right, so tell me, I want to know a little bit about what made you decide to get into helping people, because I want to know, everybody's not built for it.
No, absolutely not. I think a lot of people want to be built for it, but they're definitely not built for it.
Yeah.
My journey actually started on a very personal level.
Okay.
I had family members struggle with addiction, and I am a Mexican American.
Okay.
And in the Mexican culture, you don't really talk about problems.
Right.
And so growing up, I would recognize things, but not truly understand. And I would notice family members be gone for a little bit, and then all of a sudden they come back. And I would see what that would do to my cousins and other family members around them because we were all roughly the same age.
Right.
And just growing up, you start to realize what was really happening and that no one was talking about it. And so when I came into high school, there was a great psychology teacher, and she really got me thinking about how you can change different patterns in your family. And from there, I knew I wanted to be a part of the solution. I wanted to be part of the voice and to talk about the problems and get people connected to help and not just ignore them anymore.
That's amazing too. Did you go to high school here?
I did. I went to Durango High School, and then I went to UNLV.
All right.
Yeah.
And what's your degree in?
My first one for bachelor's was human services.
Okay.
And then I did an addictions minor, and oddly enough, a film minor.
Okay,
But that made me
okay.
very observant, and I looked for things.
Yeah.
And then I went back to get my master's in social work.
I'm so proud of you for doing
Thank
that
you.
too. Very
Thank you.
proud of you. And I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to go over here and you kind of tell me about your background and, how you got started.
Absolutely. So I'm from Ohio, and similar
Midwest
to
in the
Allison,
house. Okay.
absolutely, go Buckeyes.
Yeah.
Go Buckeyes.
But similar to what Ali was saying, my family, especially on my mother's side,
Mm-hmm.
struggled with addiction. Still currently our story right now.
Mm-hmm.
I knew at a young age I wanted to A, get away from it,
Mm-hmm.
and B, figure out how to help someone in some type of capacity. So when I went through college, I enrolled myself into counseling, and that
Okay.
kind of opened my eyes up to being a counselor.
Mm-hmm.
And then I moved to Las Vegas in 2017.
Okay.
I originally applied to just be working in the shelter. I didn't know anything about the full process of being in recovery or how to help somebody during that. And they saw like my resume, they saw my my degrees and everything like that. And they're like, well, what do you feel about counseling?
Yeah.
And it was just kind of like a surreal moment because I'm like, it's something I always wanted to do. I just didn't know how to get into that.
Mm-hmm.
And once I got on board, it was a very natural thing. The population that we serve, they're mainly homeless. They have a severe addiction issue, but those are my people. Those are people I'm used to growing up with in Ohio. That's
Yeah.
my mom. That's my aunt. That's my grandmother.
Yeah.
So it's just been a very natural and rewarding thing.
Yes.
And I think throughout the past 6 years, I've grown up a lot,
Mm-hmm.
even just helping other people and hearing their stories. I connect to all of it. Like nothing sounds new and out of the way. It's like,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, that did happen too. And let's talk.
Yeah, yeah,
absolutely.
yeah. And I think the biggest thing that I have saw, even in my own experience, is that, you know, there's a sort of stigma or shame to being homeless, you know, or even having an addiction. And a lot of times people are judged when you don't even know the backstory. You've never walked in anybody's shoes or another person's shoes. So you really don't know. So I think coming to the forefront of it is people are ashamed to come out and say, hey, listen, you know, this is happening to me, for fear of judgment. Am I correct?
Correct.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think as far as we come, we still battle that stigma. And those are two very different populations. And I
Okay.
think that's also a misunderstanding in our community.
Mm-hmm.
Homeless can happen to anybody at any time.
Mm-hmm.
And more times than not, it has to do with cognitive issues. It has to do with a lack of support. It has to do with mental health. And I think a lot of times people in the communities will say, well, you chose that path, or it's because you have an addiction issue. That's not the same.
Yeah,
And then you have a population that didn't necessarily choose to wake up to be an addict either.
Yeah.
You know,
Who chooses that?
exactly.
Yeah,
Who
yeah.
wakes up and says, well, you know, instead of dreaming about being a princess or, you know, a rocket scientist, I'm going to live on the streets
Yeah,
and do
yeah,
this. But unfortunately, with biology, with a lack of coping skills, with a lack of support, this is where people turn to.
Yeah, because there's different reasons why, and homelessness does not have a face. Like we try
No.
to look and say it could be you, or it could be you. Never know who it could be. I actually worked, like I said, in one of the homeless shelters here when I first got to Vegas, and there was a not saying any names. There was a nurse, and she was homeless. Because she got sick and then she couldn't afford her bills. And then from her not being able to afford her bills, she ended up in the
100%.
shelter. So no one ever knows. Somebody's like, it'll never be me, but you never know if it's going to be you or not.
No.
We can say that, but you never know.
So many people are just one paycheck away.
Exactly. One thing happening, a health issue, you know, something happening
Taking care
within
of
the
family.
family. Exactly. So let's talk about, let's do an overview of the rescue mission and tell me the demographic of people that you serve.
Okay. I'll jump on the shelter and then I'll let Jay
Okay.
take the recovery.
Okay.
So again, with shelter, we have 74 beds dedicated for single women. A lot of times our demographics are mainly split between Caucasian and then African American.
Right.
But we do see a big population of Latinos, Latinas. A very small population of Asian, but that gives you a little bit of an idea of the demographics. But we have 74 for women and children. Then we have 93 beds for single men.
Wow.
Very similar demographics there. And then we have 30 beds dedicated for the Intact Families program that I was talking about. And then we have 12 beds dedicated to single fathers. And that is huge because not a lot of agencies have space or programs for single fathers. They tend to, I don't know why, but they get missed a lot I was raised primarily by my dad growing up. So I'm like, ooh, single dads, we need to support you. We got it. Yeah.
And in lieu of what's going on today, I don't want to speak on it too much because I don't know but in lieu of what's going on with this Cassie and Diddy case, let's talk. We don't want to go into it, but there are a lot of women who face domestic violence issues that are also find themselves homeless because they're running from that situation.
And they have to leave.
And they have to leave quickly
without anything.
Yeah.
And a lot of times with abuse and domestic violence, the person who is quote unquote the perpetrator, they're the ones holding the finances and control a lot of things. So when you got to go, you got to go.
Yep. Exactly. Let's talk about what type of programs you offer. And we're going to talk about that. And then we're going to kind of go to commercial break and then come back. We're going to play one song and then we're going to come back. I'm going to let you talk a little bit because I want to get a lot of stuff in today. So tell me what type of programs you offer.
So again, with the shelter program, we can offer a single individual with 14 nights and they have a dedicated bed once they come in for intake. Any person with a child, they automatically get 30 nights. So we give them a little bit longer. We work with Title I Hope with the school district to make sure that any school-age child is connected to schools.
Right.
They will go to the school either that they're already connected to or they will go to our zone school, zone to the shelter. And then families, we have a case manager and they can be with us for as long as needed. With them, we also have a prevention program, which I think is huge. When I started, I noticed a lot of issues with the kids that were with their parents in shelter. They were upset. They weren't connecting with their mom or dad, and they were mad to be in this situation. And so we wanted to figure a way to give them a voice to let them know that they also have different avenues and also reconnect them with their parents. And so with the help and funding of the PAC Coalition, we started a prevention programming. So we offer that to the parents and the kids that we have on property.
That's amazing. Yeah. And when we come back, I want to talk about Intact. Families and recovery programs, and I kind of want to speak on that and some of your personal experiences. So we're going to come back. You are listening to Her Flow, and this is The Flow here on Hot 702.5 FM. Come back with me.
Zika. Nigga, where you been? It's 10:15 on my pace is running thin. I cannot defend. I'm my ADHD, might get fired up. Gon' break me up the news that you died. How can you deny you're a problem? Not the side, but the maybes that you hide. Cause nigga, it's been 6 weeks, 5 days, 4 hours since you called my name. I left 3 texts, 2 calls, no answer saying you're okay. When it's been 6 weeks, 5 days, 4 hours since you called my name. 3, 2, 1, it's no fun. Nigga, I'm done. Run around with your friends claiming you're innocent. Yeah, I know, I got you. When you had a female in every state, and that's evident. Yeah, I know I got you. A family affair, but failed to mention all the affairs hidden your mentions. Yeah. No, it's to your pride, no, I'm dukes on your side. Yeah, the greater your mind on me, oh my. Since you called my name, I left 3 texts, 2 calls, no answer saying you're okay. When it's been 6 weeks, 5 days, 4 hours since you called my name. 3, 2, 1, it's no fun. Nigga,
You're listening to Her Flow from Hot 702.5 FM Risky Radio. Tune in to The Flow, where we're bringing you the best in hip-hop, R&B, and talk. Hey, you have tuned into Her Flow, and this is The Flow on Hot 702.5 FM. Just to let you know, you are listening to the hottest radio show host here in the nation, okay? Just want to let you know that. This show was so important to me. I was going to do another song, but I just think there's so much to talk about that I just will do that later. I kind of want to go back over to Allison and then for a short, brief time, and then I'm going to come back over to J. Rule because I want to talk about some things with you. So, Allison, talk to me about the Intact families. And I want to talk about the LGBTQIA community because I know that there is a lot of people that are homeless that people don't realize that are also being affected in that community as well because that's a marginalized community as well, right?
Absolutely.
So let's talk about that a little bit.
Sure. So, again, we have 30 beds dedicated to Intact families. It's funded through Clark County, so that was great. It actually started in 2020, so in the middle of COVID, we thought we would just go ahead and start some programs and see what's going on and who was getting affected and how we can help.
Right.
And I really, appreciated in how this particular funding was set up because a lot of times it's for specific populations, and this one allowed families to define themselves. So it could be a single dad, it can be a single mom, it could be, like I said earlier, people that found each other from encampments and they no longer want to separate. It could also be LGBTQ couples. It could be boyfriend, girlfriend. You don't have to be married. You don't have to be blood related, but you don't want to separate from this person because this person is your support going through a really hard time in your life. Yeah.
The dynamics of it, you don't want to get rid of, because that could be how that person is surviving mentally, emotionally, right? Tell me, J. Rule, on a day-to-day, because you are a program specialist.
Yeah, supervisor.
Supervisor. Yeah. Tell me on a day-to-day the things that you do. I know it's a big question, but it's an important question as well, absolutely. Right? So tell me on a day-to-day what you do, what your title encompasses, and just let me know because I know it's important, right? Okay.
So I would say this, every day is different. I literally walk into whatever needs to happen. A couple years ago, 3 years ago, I was just a counselor at the Mission.
Okay.
Never just.
Never just.
But Allie definitely saw my potential and pushed me in the right direction to become the supervisor. And that's where we built a lot of our programming. So every year it looks a lot different. So right now I have about 11 people under me who I help manage.
Okay.
So this is my medication specialist. This is my peer support, my counselors, my case managers. That's my whole team. So half of my day is supporting them, observing their groups, observing sessions, giving them, feedback on how to do this or say it this way, et cetera, et cetera. And on the other side is the clients. Whatever they define as a crisis, we'll walk through it. We'll talk about it, get it all together. So yeah, it could be, I didn't get ice cream today and I'm mad and I want to go out and relapse. Or it could be my family's doing X, Y, and Z. I just need someone to talk to right now. So with all that, it's important for myself to keep up with like self-care. And I'm not talking about, going to get my nails done or getting a haircut. Yes, that does matter, but it's like, am I staying hydrated? Am I exercising? Am I going to therapy? Am I staying connected to my family and rooting myself in order to show up at work and be that person
and
for
show
them?
Up as him every single day?
Absolutely.
And that's the thing. See, a lot of times when we're in that type of field, I was a case manager as well, and I was a case manager for domestic violence. And so a lot of times when we're in that field, we fail to take care of ourselves, and sometimes we even take that stuff home with us. You know what I mean? And I think that's what prompted me to being in situations that I was in to do the things. I volunteered in a domestic violence shelter. I'm going through it myself, and then also being homeless and going through that. It just makes you a little bit more you feel more and you feel deeply and you understand, you know what I mean? And so it makes you empathic to things that are going on. Unless some people can't be empathic because maybe you've never been through anything, but keep living. That's all I'm going to say. So I just want to say, I first of all, I want to tell you thank you for all that you do. I don't know how many thank yous you get, but I'm sure that you get a lot. Let's say that you have a person that comes in with a drug addiction and a family, right? How do you begin to start that process?
A lot of times they are seeking the help. The best thing about our program is they don't need to have money. They don't have to have insurance. It's very much you show up and we got you a bed.
I love that.
We're giving you 3 meals a day. We'll give you all the outfits that you need. We're going to help with birth certificate, getting a job, the whole 9. So between counseling, case management, and their medical, that's our priority. And we've seen a lot of success with that. So,
health and wellness.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's important. Yeah, thank you. And then back over to Allison, I want to talk about your recovery program.
Yeah.
Because that's super important. Because a person can start off not on drugs and then something can happen where stress can cause you to go a whole different route than you even expected to go, right? That's why I say never say never, right? So let's talk about the recovery program and what that entails.
Absolutely. And to your point right now, we have a very interesting population where they lost a loved one. So whether it was their wife, their mom, there was someone major in their life who passed away and they could not cope with that. And that automatically turned a life of not ever touching a drug to then just picking up. So again, when we talk about addiction, you don't know who and you don't know
That's
what.
right.
But to mirror what J. Rue was talking about, I really love and respect our program because we do a lot to make sure that we're getting any person through our doors with as little barriers as possible. Let's help you when you need the help and when you are ready to get that help. And then we just throw a lot at them, meaning option wise. So we definitely have a secular type program, but as you said earlier, we are a faith-based organization. So we also have an on-site pastor. We actually have 2. We have a director of ministries and then we have a pastor underneath him. And they do individual sessions with our clients. They do groups with our clients. And then of course we have traditional therapy groups where we're processing things like trauma and addiction, specific gender issues. So we have an all women's group and all men's group so they can talk about their individual stuff. And we just try to do the bridge of whatever will work for you. Let's get you clean and sober.
Exactly.
AA, NA, smart recovery. Meditation, hypnotherapy, like
anything that's going to work.
Anything. Because if something gets you excited about changing your life and treatment, then we're all in. If you wake up and you're excited for this one class, then we did something. If you learned a coping skill, we did something. It may not be a long term. There may be relapse still in your story, but there's a seed planted.
So like a one-stop shop kind of thing. And because everything doesn't work for everybody.
Correct.
So you got to figure out what works and you got to use that method. And sometimes it takes several things to work.
100%.
Right? So, and you're nonprofit too.
We are
by
nonprofit.
The way. How, and you say you're government funded in some areas?
So
just
we
totally
are,
totally nonprofit.
So we are a nonprofit. We are primarily funded with donations. So thank you to all persons who donate because you are making this happen for us. And then there are some grants that supplement and get us to serve more. So like our families program, that's a county. With our recovery program, it's basically like 95 to 99% donations. But we do have a contract now with the city of Las Vegas.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So that we can now provide MAT treatment. So any person on medication assisted treatment, which is usually like your Suboxone or Vivitrol, you can definitely come into treatment. We have the medical people to monitor that and to make sure you're getting your meds as needed. And then you are coming in for treatment with us.
Okay.
Yeah.
So tell me how it's set up, J. Rue. Like, okay, so you come in there, come into the shelter. Are there beds for the families and then beds for the single people? And then how does that work?
Yeah, so shelter is all the families, and then on the other side is the recovery program. So we manage adults only.
Okay.
So female or male adult, or others as well. So basically, they come in for their intake. They'll meet with the case manager.
Okay.
We'll get like their demographics, get some of their goals, get them just comfortable, and get like a bed and everything like that.
Yeah.
From that point, I assign them to a counselor. I assign them to a peer support.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like their bridge from, day one. And then we get them plugged in with medication. If they need a referral for a psychiatrist or some type of specialty doctor, we're on that right away.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much the setup. And they have daily groups. They have weekly counseling.
Are those mandatory too?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So
They're
we definitely have a structure on how to stay in the program. And the cool thing about it is they're there for about 6 to 9 months on average. And again, we're not billing your insurance. We're not taking money from you.
Yeah.
It's just pretty much until you're ready to make that transition in your life, we're going to support you. And even when they graduate the program, we offer another 90 days where they can go find work, save up their money, identify where they want to be next. I want to go to sober living. I want to go to my own apartment. I want to go back home with mom. Whatever that case may be, we'll support it. So there's been clients that's been there for over a year with us. And my whole thing is like, as long as you're trying, I'm not going to give up.
You. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I had another lady on here from adult education sometime last year, and she also had a shelter, but she was limited on beds and was trying to get funding, and she was nonprofit as well. But the adult education is wonderful. It's wonderful. Yeah. They learned some skills. Some people need to go back and learn some of those skills that she was talking about. But I just think this is such a wonderful program, and I was just really touched when I was doing my research about it. I didn't just call it like, this is not happenstance where I just said, you know what, I'm just going to get somebody. No, I specifically chose you guys, and I did. I just really did my research because you're so welcome. It's so important to me that we address this because. Yeah. There's this thing, you can't save everybody, but save as many people as you can.
100%.
Exactly. If you see a drowning, somebody drown, a boat drowning, you're like, I'm going to save this person, I'm going to save this person. You're going to try to say, but first of all, like you said, J. Rue, and like you said, you got to save yourself every single day while you're helping people, right? Woo. So now, listen, we're going to come back. There's so much to talk about. We're going to come back and we're going to play one song, and then we're going to come back, and I got some more questions for you. You're listening to Hot 702.5. This is The Flow.
Wine slow, wine fast, wine slow, wine fast, wine slow. I said it on, wine. This is the remix.
I'm stuck on the road, baby. Haven't been in my right mind. I'm thinking about you, baby. I need a new lifeline. I ain't going nowhere. Promise I won't disappear. We can spend many nights rolling through city lights. Girl, you know you're my equal. Let's continue this sequel. I knew right away that you would be the type. On my toes, you keep me up. Girl, let's go, I'm keeping up. Gotta silence her tonight. Coming. I know you're sitting home lonely. All those nights you've been lonely. Girl, I've been running, haven't been keeping up. I can tell that you want it. Girl, I'm on my way, be there around noon, let's go all day. It's 1 in the morning, still can't get enough. It's too hard to control it. I know you're sitting home lonely. All those nights you've been lonely. Girl, I've been running, haven't been keeping up. I can tell that you want it. Girl, I'm on my way, be there around noon, let's go all day. It's 1 in the morning, still can't get enough. It's too hard to control it.
Lonely, my little lover from my home, man. I miss the way you put it on, man. You used to ride me like a pony, but I had to run the streets. I do it for the cheese macaroni. You know it's hard to control, man. So don't say you won't play. Don't wanna suit you for weird on your birthday. A little niggas on the side if you thirsty. I wanna feel you inside in the worst way. Yeah, dripping so wet, need no foreplay. Wind up on me like it's Juve. You know they hate us when we going up. You know you love the way it's going down. Hugging nobody when I'm not around. Me left Jamaica, now I'm back in town, and I know
you're sitting home lonely. All those nights you've been lonely. Girl, I've been running, haven't been keeping up. I can tell that you want it. Girl, I'm on my way, be there around noon, let's go all day.
Hey, this is Her Flow from Hot 702.5 FM, where we bring you the best in hip hop, R&B, pop, and talk. Tune in. Hey. Thank you for tuning back in with me. You guys, if you missed the first part of the show, you can go back and watch it again. We're on YouTube. We are on Twitch. We are on Facebook a little bit. Not anymore. We used to be, but there's some other shows I think you can watch on Facebook. We can still tune. No, we're done. We are done with Facebook, you guys. I'm still talking about. Okay, well, there you go, Facebook. But we are on all the social media platforms that you can go through. We're on IG and we are on X. So definitely watch us on that. Oh, I'm sorry, Facebook, you got to go. All right. So we're going to get back into our serious topic. I'm glad you tuned back in. We want to talk about some growth challenges. And again, we have Allison here from Las Vegas Rescue Mission, along with Jay Rule from Las Vegas Rescue. Yes. Yeah. I want to call him Ja Rule so bad. I don't know why. Rule, but it's Rule, baby. Okay. So I want to talk about the growth challenges that you have. We're going to talk about, because I know it being a nonprofit, right? And with the present administration and all the cuts that we have, how is it affecting you?
So far it is not hitting us the way that I think other agencies are potentially getting hit right now.
Okay.
Because again, we are blessed to have those donations and community partners really help and support us.
Okay.
So keep donating, Las Vegas.
Yes, keep donating.
Hit us up, www.vegasrescue.org.
Yes.
But what we are anticipating as far as like the growth is other agencies that do depend a lot on federal dollars or grants. They potentially are going to start losing those. And what we are seeing is potentially uptick. So that can be serving more at our dinner, because we provide dinner services every single day.
About 30,000 people too.
Correct. Right now.
Yeah.
And so at 5:00, we provide dinner, and it doesn't matter if you're in our shelter, not in our shelter. We don't ask for ID. You just come by, you get a hot dinner every single day.
Yeah.
So planning on potentially seeing more there, more in our recovery, more in our shelter. And right now we are just trying to get as creative as possible. We are trying to move items out of dorms so that we can move more beds into dorms. We are trying to make spaces that weren't traditionally dorms into dorms and figure things out.
Making it work.
We're making it work right now. And then of course our CEO, Heather Engel, she definitely has a plan.
Shout out to Heather. Shout out to Ashley. Yeah. Okay.
And then Heather Williams.
Yeah. Shout out to
Director
Heather.
of Development.
Yes,
keep us growing. With the entire team, you know, we do have plans for a capital campaign. Can't talk about that much yet, but definitely how we can figure out to get bigger and to use our campus more effectively and efficiently to serve more.
And the thing about it is the monetary support and contributions and the funding. Let's talk about the infrastructure and how that's going to affect getting these contributions, getting these this monetary help from different agencies, even from private citizens, right? And you guys can clearly see this 30,000 people is a lot of people to feed, right? So we definitely need your help. If you want to donate, please. I'm going to give you the information when you get off of this show. Well, when I get off of this show, I'm going to give you the information so you guys can donate, okay? All right, so let's talk about the infrastructure and how that, you know, how it's going to affect, these donations are going to affect it.
I mean, these donations would affect it in a huge way. Again, you're getting better buildings, more efficient buildings, more beds. We can serve different populations. You know, our buildings, again, we've been around since 1970, and a lot of our buildings were inherited from people who left it to the Las Vegas Rescue Mission.
Yeah.
So it's not necessarily set up for like ADA or persons that struggle with mobility or other issues. This would be huge to get a campus to where we can serve so many more populations than what we can right now.
And when it comes to people with disabilities that come into your shelter, do you have those type of things set up?
So they at least have to be independent enough to get from, say, their wheelchair to the bed, or they have to be able to use the restroom, shower, and get to our dining hall independently, because we don't have the medical staff in our shelters. Hopefully one day that can be a little bit different, but right now this is where we're at.
Is that something that you guys are looking to do, to add that? Because I know you give meds. Is that something you are looking to add medical staff eventually?
I would love that. And right now, specifically with our recovery program, we've partnered with other nonprofits so that they can come on our property and provide medical services.
Nice. Okay.
So right now our partnership just really started in April, and they came in with the idea of that they were going to only be on campus for about a half a day. And after day one, they were like, okay, so we're going to move to a full day. And I'm like, okay, you let me know. And they're like, so when can we sign up for a second day? I was like, there it goes. Here we are, because it's needed. And that's just with one program. This isn't even touching our shelter yet, which is they need the help. They need the support just as much as recovery.
Yeah. Let's talk about statistics. What are the statistics of homeless? Okay, let's go back, because I'm going to jump back. I'm moving ahead of myself. Let's talk about, we were talking about the LGBTQIA community, right? So I definitely want to talk about the trans community. And one of the biggest things is the trans community is marginalized, and how some of them are afraid to come into like some of the missions, because they think that they've been turned away so much that they feel that it's a danger to come into a shelter like that. Right. What would you say?
So I would say that we are open to serving whoever needs the help, and they need to hear that.
Okay.
If a person comes in and they identify as trans, we simply ask them which program and which dorm do you feel most comfortable in.
So you ask them pronouns, and
we ask them pronouns. We ask them where they're comfortable. We show them our men's area. We show them our women's area, and we say, where are you comfortable? And they let us know exactly what feels right to them.
What are some of the biggest issues that you face, Allison, in dealing with such a big population of people and different population of people? I know that's I asked the big questions, but let's talk about just a couple. Let's just talk about because I know there are things that you have to face, and you're so amazing. I know how you do it, but how do you do it? That's the question.
I mean, honestly, it's not treating everybody as a whole, but it's getting to know individual cases. It's getting to know the person. It's, Jay's much better at this than I am, because my memory's kind of going a little bit, but knowing their name and just saying hi to them, just treating them like the person that they are. I think that is just the ground level. Just see what it is that they need, because chances are they're not the only one that needs that. And if we can take their feedback, their suggestion, whatever it is, then let's grow that. Let's hear it. Let's implement it.
And it's a global problem. It's a global problem, actually, right?
And it changes. Like demographics of what homeless was and what addiction was isn't what it is today.
Exactly. And so I want to talk about some of the upcoming events that you have going on.
Oh man, I need my phone.
Yeah, that's okay. Can you run? I really want you to well, let's talk about this. I'm going to talk about you have a golf tournament coming up.
Let's talk about that.
Let's talk about it.
Yes.
Okay.
So again, Heather Williams, Director of Development, shout out. Her and her team are putting together our annual golf tournament.
Okay.
And that's coming up the first week in June. It is going to be on Monday. Is it June 9th?
Monday, June 9th, you guys.
Nope, I lied. Don't quote. Oh, okay. Scratch it from the radio station. Monday, June 2nd.
Monday, June 2nd. And that is the golf tournament. Is anybody and everybody welcome?
I believe tickets and everything has already been set up for that.
Okay.
But she's holding up a 2.
All right, 2. What does 2 mean?
See, this is when chaos happens. I know programming. I don't know development all the time.
How much are the tickets for that? How much are the tickets going to be?
Any information in regards to our golf tournament, go to www.vegasrescue.com.
Come over here for a second. Come over here. This is the flow. Just come over here for a second.
We are definitely going with the flow right now.
Just tell me how much the tickets are going to be.
So for the golf tournament, we're actually sold out right now. We filled 2 courses.
Okay, that's what the 2 was. Okay.
No, June 2nd.
Oh, okay.
We filled 2 courses at Paiute. We have.
She says, go ahead and just repeat what she says.
Okay.
Please.
So guess what? Thank you for coming in.
But
that's why it's called the
for
flow. But
next
thank you for
year-
coming in.
For next year, we want to get more sponsors. We want 3 courses.
More sponsors. We want
so
3.
we want you guys. See, I called her from the back, the
Yes.
wings, the back
Yes.
of the stage.
Yes.
So listen, the golf tournament. You guys can. Is it on your website?
It is on our
Okay,
website.
See, that's all I had to do.
And it,
so
and
it's
it
on
will
the
be
website.
more on our website. I love how Heather isn't leaving me now because
Yeah,
she's
she's
like,
not going.
I need to support her.
Yeah.
But yes, we have 2 golf courses sold out this year. Next year, come on, community. Let's
Okay.
make it 3. Let's go.
Okay.
Support
Even though you
us.
guys didn't see her, go to the website.
Yes.
And give the website so that we'll know before I forget.
VegasRescue.org.
Okay. And it's if you guys look. And wherever you're looking from, it's going to be there. You guys are going to see it, right? It's going to be on the YouTube or wherever you're looking at. All right, let's talk about, you have a water drive.
Oh, yes, we do.
Let's
have
talk
a
about
water
that.
drive.
I know.
I know you know, man, you know better than I know.
Let's talk about that.
You know what's funny is coming here, I was like, Heather, can you please send me a text of all this stuff
That's okay,
that I
got
don't
it.
know?
Yeah, don't
because
worry.
let me tell you, this is not my world.
Yeah,
so
no
we have a
worries.
water drive on May 12th to August 31st.
Okay, let's
This-
talk about the water drive.
Las Vegas, we all know that it gets hot.
Yep.
Okay. Please help us out by supporting our water. We purchase water. It takes a lot of funds to purchase that water. We're giving water out to homeless that are walking by. We give it out to our shelter, our recovery that's working, at the mission and helping us out, doing the most. So please bring in that water.
Let me tell you, I have the most amazing owner of our station. Her name is Icarice, and like she give me in check. Like, come on, girl, you ain't. But anyway, she's telling me she's showing it. So you have the annual bottled water drive, May 12th to August 31st. She just showed it for me so that I can tell you guys, and it's going to be on 480 West Bonanza Road, Las Vegas, Nevada 89106. Thanks to Icarice, she just showed me that.
Absolutely.
And all donations can be dropped off
at the front gate.
At the front gate,
Correct.
right? It's going to be at the Paiute.
That's the golf tournament.
The golf tournament. Okay, Paiute. You guys, make sure you get there so that we can raise money for the homeless Las Vegas Rescue Mission, okay? Also, one more thing you got going on. You got Walk a Mile.
We got Walk a Mile.
Okay, yeah.
So this is a very cool, I know this is my shirt. I don't know if you can see.
I want one. I want a Walk a Mile shirt. I'm going to Walk a Mile. Yeah.
What color?
I know, right? She changes it up every year.
Okay.
But Walk a Mile is a really neat event that we put on where a person can actually walk a mile in a person's shoes. So we have a location where everybody gets hyped up. We got good music. We have vendors there, community agencies there, passing out resources. You can sign up as teams or an individual or just donate. Donate's great.
I'm going to
If
get
you
with
don't
you
want
on
to
that.
walk, then by all means, because we understand that not a lot of people want to walk the mile. I get it. But we start at one location and then we walk to the mission. We walk through the mission so that you can get an idea of what that feels like.
Yeah, I'm on
And
my
then
weight loss
all
mission,
the
so
way-
I might as well
Get it,
walk
girl,
for a
me
cause,
too,
right?
me
I might
too.
as well walk. So listen, you guys, we don't have enough time to just cover every single thing. You guys, please, please, please support the Las Vegas Rescue Mission. Give the website again. You guys, if you want to find out about the events that are going on, we have LaToya Bembry coming back on next week, and she's going to talk more about some things that are going on and some things she has going on too. So we'll get it all in.
Yep.
You guys, website, and then we got to get off.
Okay, www.vegasrescue.org.
Thank you, Allison, for coming
Thank
on.
you for having
And
us.
thank you, Jay Rule in the house, for coming on. You guys, listen, this was a wonderful, wonderful show. I told y'all I had some special guests.
Yeah.
Y'all,
I feel like it could be a two-parter.
Yeah,
Don't call
yeah,
me. I gotta go.
absolutely.
Okay,
It's
bye.
got to be a two-part. You guys, you have been listening to Her Flow, and this is The Flow here on Hot 702.5. You're listening to the hottest radio show host here in the nation. Thank you for tuning in. Come back.
Ooh, sad, killed it.
I had to choose on these big moves. She chose on me. No duck goose. Meditation to the mind while I'm making moves. Tunnel vision to the grind. No
I will not lose. And I'ma put you on, stick to myself, and I'ma be in my zone. Baby, what do you want? She wanna ride my wave, and I'ma play it safe. Can we be on go? Can we hustle and flow? Gotta keep my mind clear, gotta stay away from stress. If we dress to impress, you can hop in my ride. Understand where we at, we gotta stay on track and hold each other's back. If you just hop on my wave, we'll be okay. You are the question and I am the answer. With you, my baby, my heart beats faster. I'm just here to change your life. You're as sharp as a knife. Smoking spinach with my olive oil. Yeah, I planted the seed in the soil. But what did I plant to be raw? We gotta stay healthy. No, we can't get spoiled. We are the truth and there are no rules. You a ruby, baby, you're a jewel. And I know love is easy, yeah. I need you to believe me, yeah.